Hello, everybody. Welcome to That's Football. I'm here. What a show! What a show by Rory Jennings, by the way. If you watch the 8 o'clock show, I mean, I think he's better than me. I think I'm going to lose my job. Don't let Gary see it. No, we're live now. I said I'd be on later on tonight. I'm liking the late night ones. So welcome to the show, everybody. It's what we got tonight. We got Canada, the hosts, against Qatar. And yeah, look, hope you've all had a great day. Thank you everyone who's tuning in on TikTok. Give us a follow there. And thanks everyone who's tuning in on YouTube. I've got my coffee with me, so I'm literally waking up now. And yeah, it's I mean, the last game looked like I'd absolutely done Rory up like a kipper, because I didn't want to do Switzerland but Bosnia, and I said, do you fancy doing it? And he said, yeah. And then there was 5 goals in the last 15 minutes. It was, it was a great 15-minute game. And we've had Emil Heskey on the show today as well, which is great. So it's been a great festival of football on That's Football today. So yeah, I hope you're doing very well. Canada, Qatar, why are we doing this? Basically, we're doing this because I'm going to watch the game anyway, and I'd be sat on my own in my living room watching it on my own because wife, kids, everyone else has gone to bed or they're watching Love Island. So I would watch this anyway, and therefore I thought, well, at least I get to watch it with you, basically. And that was my thought process behind it. So yeah, that's what we're doing. We'll go through the teams in a minute because they're on the screen. Obviously, Jonathan David is a player to look out. Still no Alphonso Davies for Canada in the starting lineup. He is on the bench today, though. I'm trying to remember. Kone's a good player. Keep an eye out for Kone in the Canada team. Ishmael Kone plays for Sassuolo. He's a good player, number 8. I'm trying to remember from, like, because we're moving into the second games now, aren't we? Yeah, we are. As for Qatar, I'm not going to say I don't know anything about Qatar and then start talking about, people keep clipping me up out of context. Like, if you ask me what I know about a certain country, I might not say something football related. Like, but apparently that's you don't get that on ITV. But like, ultimately, it's knowledge. It's knowledge, isn't it? If you say to me Greenland, I would say film with Gerard Butler in it. If you say to me Madagascar, I would say Talking Lion cartoon. If you said to me Russia, well, actually, we'll leave that. This is what I mean. I'm just not playing this game anymore because people will clip it up and say, oh, he shouldn't be saying that. So there we go. This starts at 11 o'clock, yes. Let's have a look at the Qatar side. I think we did them before. However, I've completely forgotten. I think all their players play in Qatar, don't they? That sounded like all their players play the guitar. Yeah. Their entire squad plays in Qatar, apart from Ahmed, who actually is the only player called Ahmed, surname, and he plays for Cultural Leonosa, who I've never bloody heard of. It's a Spanish football team based in Leon, and it plays in 2nd division. Everybody else plays for Al Sadd, Al Wakra, Al Arabi, Al Duhail, Al Rayyan, Al Garafa. That's it. So, yeah, that's it. Right, timer, let's get ready to go. Make sure you share the video and get involved. Thanks for all the follows on TikTok, by the way. I'll start reading some of those comments out. Where are we today? We're in Vancouver. It's very red. It's literally, well, it is a home game, isn't it? If they ever kick this off. Any time today, ref. Move. There we go. Yeah, let me have a quick look at Canada versus Qatar. Obviously, they both play in the same group as Switzerland. No, they don't. They play in... Yes, they do. No, they don't. Yes, they do. They do. They play in Switzerland's group. Switzerland drew with Qatar, funnily enough. So Qatar are getting better at football. But Canada, if they win as hosts, they will be through. 4 points will definitely get you through. He's got to score. Oh, God, what a cross that was for Qatar. Sorry, I've got a bit of a kit clash here. I thought that was Canada about to score. It was actually Qatar with a brilliant, brilliant break. And in my opinion, he's got to score. It was a lovely ball into the back post. There's two of them there. And he's absolutely messed it up. Are you doing South Korea against Mexico? I want to do Mexico-South Korea. I don't know whether I am. I'm just not going to make any promises because I really don't want to fall asleep live on stream. And if Messi hadn't scored a hat-trick in the last 2 o'clock game, I was out. I was gone. So I'm just going to see how it goes. The way I am at the moment, I think I will. But if I get tired, it's off, basically. Community. Yeah, we're having a great World Cup, aren't we? I'm really enjoying it. And England was so good last night, weren't they? I mean, I've done all the match reactions and everything, but they were so good. So good. I'm so excited. I mean, the only thing I'm a little bit tentative about is that we're definitely going to make it through the group. Have we peaked a bit early? But I am aware of, you know, you've got to start thinking about who's where in the third place playoffs. So we're into the second games now, aren't we, basically? So we'll start to get an idea of what's happening. It's looking like Mexico and South Korea are going to fight it out for top of Group A because Czech Republic and South Africa have both lost one, drawn one. So they're not going to top the group. It's very important who tops Mexico's group because we're probably going to top our group, and last 16 we will play the winner of Group A, which, if it's Mexico, is in the Azteca at altitude. So I could do with South Korea getting a result today. Evening Mark, says Lucas. Thanks for the follow. Bretty7. 4 in a row followed us as well. Ryan 20406. Thank you very much as well. Thanks to everybody who's tuning in on YouTube too. Ronaldo isn't the problem. Portugal's manager is. Yeah, you know, I want to ask a question actually. Did anybody watch the ITV coverage? If you did, why am I not looking at the Brooklyn Bridge, the financial quarter and the Statue of Liberty? Why am I looking at a wood panelling? What's going on with ITV? This game's an ITV game and they weren't outside and it's not raining in New York. So what happened? I'm not happy. I'm not happy. It's windy, that's why. No penalty there for Canada. Predictions for this. I think Canada will win. Yeah. BBC are probably... BBC are like this. Please be windy for 3 weeks in New York. We might get it back. Joe with a super chat says, I'm going on my first lad's holiday tomorrow. Any tips? Mate, it's quite ironic actually because I'm suffering from lack of sleep at the moment. This week I'm just not getting enough sleep. But when I went on my first lad's holiday, I think I slept less than 15 hours in a week. It was just, yeah. We used to take them things called, wait for it. No, you could buy them in the shop. I don't think they sell them now. They were called Pro Plus. They were like caffeine tablets, and we were taking them. And yeah, it was great. We just had a great time. I've been practicing and performing a football-themed magic trick, and I would love to show you it over video during this World Cup at some point, says Ross McRae Magician. Yeah, and then we could put it on the thing. Send it into that'sfootballmedia@gmail.com. I want to talk about whether Ronaldo's the problem. I think it's a very good conversation. Matthew says, are you doing the Mexico game? I said, we'll see it by ear. Play it by ear. Shane says, Mark, in my seat now behind the Qatari goat with you in one ear. Let's go Canada. Thank you, Shane, for your super chat. Did you see Thogden at the game yesterday and the 2 England fans doing that behind his back? I mean, I've got to be honest. I do like Thogden, but I would never, you know, like I saw the Boff boys doing it. Obviously, a lot of people do it. They're all stood there watching the game, holding their cameras, going like this, jumping it. I would never do it, right? I like all these people. I just would absolutely never watch a game of football with this in front of me going, I just can't do it. I live in the moment when it's football. But I did always think about it as well. You are in close proximity to other people. And I've got manners. I'm very aware of other people's space and they've paid for tickets. I would not want to be going, oh, all the time. It would, you know what? I must admit, I like Thogden, but if I'd paid £1,000 for a ticket and I'm behind him watching an England game and all I've got is, oh my God, I can't believe it. I'd be like, I'll probably do that as well, to be honest. But look, oh, good save by the keeper. Canada with a shot there. Jonathan David. He looked, I tell you what, Jonathan David in the first game did not look fit to me, so let's see what he can do. I mean, it takes a certain type of person to sit in a football game with a camera filming themselves. You know, even though I do this, I'd feel very uncomfortable doing that. Alistair Johnston's a great centre, great right back, says Paul. Yeah, I mean, going through the Canada team, Alistair Johnston, the right back, he plays for Celtic. Let's have a look at the Canada team. So, why don't we get? Yeah, Johnston plays for Celtic. Johnston plays for Celtic. Crepu in goal. Not Crapu. He plays for Orlando City. You've got Laria, who is playing at left back, who plays for Toronto FC. He's 31. Cornelius and De Forgeroux plays for Denda and Marseille. Midfield of Kone, who I've mentioned before, he plays for Sassuolo. Esteque, he plays for LA. Ahmed, the number 20, he is somebody to keep an eye out on. He plays for Norwich. Buchanan plays for Villarreal. And then their front two is Larin and Jonathan David. Larin plays for Southampton and Jonathan David plays for Juve. Canada's big thing will be getting out of the group, if we're being completely honest. Mark, thank you very much. John, Ben, Ariz, Decoy, Josh, Badham, thank you very much for your follows on TikTok. I tell you what, though, I don't do nil-nils, and this game could be quite good because Qatar did get a draw against Switzerland, and they are, you know, quite a decent team. And don't underestimate the fact that Canada only got their first, I think it was their first let me have a look. Points with their draw against Bosnia in the opening game. They've never got out of the group stage. That's going to be a corner for Qatar. Ali says, who is the best team at the Emirates, Canada or Qatar? Thank you very much for that. Let me talk to you about Ronaldo. I mean, I didn't do the stream. It was done from the studio in Manchester for Ronaldo. At Portugal. Even I didn't even call them Portugal there. I called them Ronaldo because that's the problem. I think that with Ronaldo and Portugal, I spoke about this before the tournament even started. Portugal aren't blessed with an obvious Ronaldo replacement. That's what I would say in his defence. I mean, Ramos is a bench player for PSG. So it's not like they've got a striker that's brilliant and Ronaldo's taking their place. I would say that first of all. But Martinez is a shit coach. Like, I've said this for years. I said at Belgium, I don't know how he's got that job, and I couldn't believe he got the Portugal job. But the biggest problem with Portugal is the impact it has on Vitinha, João Neves, Bruno Fernandes. These are 3 of the best midfielders in the world at the moment. Bruno's just won Premier League Player of the Year and broken the assist record, and Vitinha and Neves have just won the Champions League for the 2nd year in a row. Their midfield should be winning them the World Cup. But the attack is a bloody nightmare for them. There's not enough movement, and that is why Portugal are struggling. It's not that Ronaldo's rubbish, it's just that he doesn't suit the way that midfield want to play. They need a runner. They need someone who can run in behind, and Ronaldo's never going to be able to do that anymore. So, also, I think that some of those players who are in their prime will be going, this is a World Cup where we want to win it, and it has become a little bit of the Ronaldo show. So, I'm quite balanced on it, really. I don't think there's a definitive answer. Would they be better with Ramos up front and Ronaldo on the bench? Possibly, but you do that, and you've just created a massive issue. So, Ornstein Bomber, let's have a look. It's really hot tonight. Tottenham among clubs keen on signing Matheus Fernandes from West Ham. Separate to Tottenham's pursuit of Tonali, interest driven by De Zerbi, wants West Ham talent as well as Newcastle midfielder. It's never going to happen. I ain't worried about that. Ornstein Bomber, put it in the bin. It's not David's fault. That's laughable by Spurs. Spurs are going to be this season's Newcastle. They're going to go for players and not get them. They won't get Tonali. They won't get Fernandes because they haven't got European football and they're Spurs. Look, I ain't got a problem with Spurs, but they know it. I know a few Spurs fans, and even they will be laughing, going, we've got no chance. As if Matheus Fernandes is going to bloody Spurs. Come on. Why would he want to go to why would he want to get relegated? What does he want? The treble? Does he want to get relegated 3 years in a row? Got relegated with Southampton, relegated with West Ham. Oh, I love getting relegated, me. Some people like Premier League titles. Some people like playing in the Champions League. I fucking love getting relegated. Get me that Spurs contract. I'll take a pay cut as well. I just fucking love getting relegated from the Premier League. Sign me up. Never going to happen, is it? I've got to say, that's about intimidating as a butterfly's fart, that Bomber. Oh no, oh no, oh I'm panicking, let me go live on the United stand. I'm panicking. Oh shit, it gets worse. Spurs, mate, let me go. Beth, go live on the United stand. You won't believe it. You won't believe it. It's the worst possible outcome. You know Fernandes? A team in white's gone for them. It's not Madrid. It's not Madrid. It's Spurs. Yeah, we're not going live. I'm just having a laugh. No, they genuinely do want to sign him, but well, it's cheered me right up. Yeah. The weekend starts here. Yeah, go back to bed. We're not going live. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there are teams that go in for players that you might panic about, and then there's Spurs. Imagine that. I mean, oh my God. It's almost like Man City are trying to sign Elliot Anderson, and then Everton come in. I mean, you know, it's bloody Spurs. Oh, there's a great analogy here. I'm just trying to think of something that's appropriate. Oh, that really has cheered me up. Spurs are trying to hijack Man United's deal with Matheus Fernandes because De Zerbi really wants him. Oh my God. Oh look, Lewis Hamilton's winning the Monaco GP in the Ferrari. But watch out, watch out. Here's James Corden driving round in an Astra. He wants to win the race. Lewis Hamilton's absolutely shitting himself in his fast Formula One red car with all his experience. But James Corden has got half a tank of petrol in his Vauxhall Astra and he's coming to win. Get out. That wasn't harsh enough. It could be worse. It could be worse. Van Heck, Senesi, Andy Robertson in for Spurs. I know I'm quaking in my boots, Mr. Tomba. I mean, this is really bad. Yeah, I mean, a lot. Mark, I've sent an email about my magic trick. Okay, pal. Spurs. The funny thing is, Spurs fans will be laughing. Can't remember Newcastle last year. We're going to get Sesko. We're going to get João Pedro. We're going to get Liam Delap. We're going to get Cunha. Goal! There we go. Canada. It might be offside. He might be offside. He might be offside. We're just going to have to wait and see here. The shot came in. The keeper sort of did a Zidane of Algeria with the palm out. And it's Larin of Southampton who scored. Let's see. I think it's a goal. It's going to get given. It's onside. I thought we had a here we go from Renato. Oh my God. Romano. Oh. Paid partnership. Here we go. Tonight, Alphonso Davies plays his first FIFA World Cup match on home soil. Will be a historic night in front of the Canadian fans. Update powered by McDonald's. I want these tweets. I want these tweets. Here we go. Man United have signed Chermini from Real Madrid. He's going to absolutely dominate the Premier League midfield. Powered by Ann Summers. Powered by the Rampant Rabbit. That's the sort of level I probably would get. I wouldn't get McDonald's, to be fair. Imagine that. Your tweets are powered. I mean, Romano's tweets are powered by McDonald's. He is absolutely raking it in. He's a rock star, isn't he, of journalism? I bet secretly loads of journalists cannot stand him. They'll smile to his face, but, you know, when they're all in the pub together, they'll be slagging him off the whole time. Oh, I was making the coffee for everybody at the Telegraph for 10 years before they'd let me use the computer. He does a few here we go. He comes up with a here we go gimmick and he's making millions. Fair play. Entrepreneurism. Well, this is a great show tonight. We're getting some right laughs. We've spoke about Ronaldo. Thogden's got people behind his back doing that. Romano's tweets are powered by McDonald's. And Spurs are trying to hijack deals. This year's Newcastle. Mark, you're going to look stupid when Spurs win the league. You look stupid for saying Spurs and putting Spurs and winning the league in the same sentence, pal. Ain't going to happen. The thing is, I'm not taking the piss out. Spurs to me, I don't mind Spurs. I am taking the piss out of them, but it's not personal. It's just Spurs. Anyway, Canada are winning 1-0 here. That puts them on 4 points. They would be qualifying for the knockouts for the first time in their history. Larin scoring a goal. A very good start for them. I remember when Romano first came on the United stand when he was still tap dancing. You know what? When Romano first started coming on the United stand, he was nowhere near as big as he is now. I'm not claiming an assist, but we did give him a boost. Have you seen Diamande letter? Truly heartbreaking. No. What's this? This sounds sad. And I don't really want to be in a sad mood when Spurs have made me laugh. Oh, it's a really long letter about his sister dying and all the things he did. And I think she basically told him he can make it, and he said, I'm going to make it or I'll die trying. It's a lovely, lovely, it's a long letter. I can't read it all, but it's I've sort of summarised it there. Gavin Lard 78 on TikTok says, what do you think of the tournament so far? Is the standard worse? Mate, I'm really enjoying the tournament, and you know me, we've done plenty of watch-alongs before the England game, and I was enjoying it anyway. The fact that England were as good as they were yesterday is, you know, really exciting if you're an English fan. We can't get carried away. I mean, some people are booking time off after the World Cup final for the, you know, for the parade. I mean, it's going to be very difficult to win it. It will be difficult to win it, but, and also you're going to need a bit of luck to win. I was thinking about this. I was in Manchester today, so if you watch United Stand, you'd know this because I did the morning show from there, and I was thinking about it when I was driving. Like, you can't just win this tournament at football by winning games. You can, but what I mean is you're going to need a bit of luck. You're probably going to have to win at least one penalty shootout. So, yeah, I'm not going to say England are going to win it, even though I have, but it will be difficult. What do you think about Yan Diamonde to Liverpool? Apparently they've had a bid rejected, but they're optimistic that they can get a deal done. Yeah. What if Spurs bump the price up for Mateus Fernandes? Yeah, but if he said he doesn't want to go there. God, what's this? A 30-year-old man from Norfolk has been arrested on suspicion of attempted murder for throwing a kid into a crocodile enclosure in Huntingshire Zoo. The child is in a critical but stable position. Oh my God. What's going on with the world? Not football related, that, sorry. I think, yeah, I would love United to have bid for Yan Diamonde. Yeah, I'm very jealous of Liverpool. Actually, I'm happy to admit it. You know, I was jealous when they got Jurgen Klopp, and I'm jealous that they've got Iriola, and I'm jealous that they're now about to sign Yan Diamonde. I think he's a fantastic player. Fantastic. I mean, we've had the Bundesliga on this channel for the last season, and he's a brilliant player. He's only had 1 year in the Bundesliga, and he's been incredible. World's gone mad, Mark, says Matthew. It has. At least we've got our community, eh? Irfan says, Fernandes, Spurs keen on him. What are we doing? Would you ever try and do a live watch-along from the stands at an actual game, says James. Yes. We will do. Hydration break. I don't know where I'm going. I feel alright, idiot, now. That was a bit strange. Wow, I may as well sit back down. I was off. Thanks for the follow, Nost and Renzo on TikTok. Thank you very much, pal. Are you watching the Mexico game? I don't know. I'm conflicted on the Mexico game because I've not had a lot of sleep this week. And the last thing I want to do is get a cold or a sore throat, because lack of sleep is a one-way ticket to getting ill. And tomorrow night, I'm definitely doing Brazil at 1:30. And I'm just like, can I do 2 more nights on 5 hours sleep? So I'm sort of like, I don't know. I mean, look, to be honest with you, we've only got Well, we've got 6,000 people watching this, so look, I'll play. I don't want to. Let's play it by ear, you know. Do it, says Jake. And Mark, had a great day in Dallas yesterday. England winning it made it even better. Next game, Argentina versus Austria in Dallas again, followed by Portugal versus Uzbekistan in Houston. Well, at half-time, I will go through the games that we're doing over the weekend because there are some absolute crackers. And, of course, we've done game week 1 now, or group game 1, which is great. You know, we've got to see everybody now. It gets exciting in 2 because it's everybody's second chance who lost. So the first game is really about everybody, you know, hello. Game 2 is about last chances. And game 3 is about finishing top. And trust me, the ramifications of finishing second or third over finishing first are quite severe. You know, if you finish second or third, you're going to catch a stray. You're going to catch the Frances, the Spains maybe, the Englands. So, yeah. Thanks for your super chats. The dehydration breaks are about dollars, Mark. Canada isn't even hot, says Anglo-Saxon. We should do a weather report. Vancouver weather. It's 23 degrees and it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's not hot, really. The worst news of the day is that ITV have had to shut down their outside amazing set because of wind. So health and safety gone mad. I can tell you, Gary will be fuming. He'll be like, I don't care. Just take the risk. But health and safety will be, no. I mean, they've only got gusts of 17 miles an hour. 17 miles an hour. I've done farts more powerful than that. Actually, you know what? A fart might be... I wonder how many miles an hour that is. I bet somebody will have measured it. Yeah, so that's disappointing. At half-time, we don't even get to see... I tell you what, the chalkboard is getting absolutely rinsed. Absolutely rinsed. If you know, you know. I feel so sorry for Emma Hayes. I mean, they've basically thrown her under the bus. What's this? Calder Dragons are retired from goalkeeping. For the last 16 years of goalkeeping, I've decided to call it playing in goal in games. It's been a pleasure doing loads of Sunday League and charity matches. A massive thanks for everyone. I'll still be playing outfield, which is where I've spent most of my time playing. My last game in goal with the 27th of June. He's retired from goalkeeping at about 20. What the hell? Well, that is more... I'll tell you what, that means no garden gnome football anymore. Oh, missed a goal again! Oh my God! Give up! How have I missed a goal? That's Cal the Dragon's fault. He's made me miss. Maybe he's retired from football. That's harder to take than when Messi retires. I've missed, and I've missed a goal. It was an absolutely banger of a hit. I need to rewind and watch it properly. Let's pretend. Let's go back in real time. Let's go back. It's still 1-0. Canada on the attack. Good play. Takes a shot. Bounces to Jonathan David on the volley. What a hit. Absolutely incredible goal for Canada. And it's Jonathan David who looked really rusty against whoever they played last. But I tell you what, he's not rusty anymore. They've oiled him up. Well, you know what I mean. They've got rid of the rust. And he is sharp as a pencil now. Jonathan David makes it 2-0 to Canada, and they could be heading, well, they will be heading to the knockouts for their first time in their history as hosts of this World Cup. It's the World Cup that keeps on giving, and I don't do 0-0s. They should give me a job on EastEnders, because that's incredible acting. There will be people who just came in at the right second there, and they'll really think they've seen it go. It's got to go! He's got to go! He's given a penalty! He's got to go! He's got to go! It's the deprivation of a goal-scoring opportunity. It's got to be a red card, surely. It's the last man. There's no genuine attempt to win the ball. Wow. Lopetegui and Qatar. I mean, come on. That's surely a red card. I mean, I don't want to be harsh, but it's a last man challenge, penalty and a red card. You've got to go. I mean, he does not try to win the ball there. What's he doing? Look at what's Jesse Marsh doing? He's coming at an angle. He's like this. It's like he's having a fit. What's wrong with him? Well, they've given the penalty, but they're sticking to the yellow card, which, to be honest with you, by the letter of the law, it's wrong. The rule is, if there's no genuine attempt to win the ball and you deprive a goal-scoring opportunity, it is a red card. Now, I don't even know if it's a penalty. I think it's a little bit soft. He's given a red. Oh, that's my fault. If I'd have kept my mouth shut. Sent off in a World Cup. He won't play again. He'd be gutted. He's absolutely gutted. I feel for him. Haman Ahmad. He's the only player who doesn't play in Qatar, and he's been sent off. He's the only player in that squad who doesn't play in Qatar. He plays in Spain. Maybe that's got in his head, and, you know, that's caused the red card. He's running back and he's thinking, why does no one else play outside Qatar apart from me? And he's felt a little bit... I tell you what. I've got to say, if that was against England, I'd say a red card, send him off. There's no way back for Qatar here. There's no way back for that. Aussie Ginge says, USA versus Australia tomorrow. Who you got winning, mate? I don't know. I think it's going to be a good game. I mean, I think USA look very good, but you can't argue with what Australia did to Turkey. I mean, I think that's going to be a good game. Can you run a poll on whether it was a foul? Was it... Well, it would have been much better if it had been a penalty. Was it a foul? Yes or no? Get involved in the poll. Let's see what they do with the free kick. It's a good free kick position because it was outside the box, the foul. It's a crap free kick. Why did he get a red card when it's outside the box? Because he should have got a red card in the box. I mean, the referee's made himself look an idiot anyway. He doesn't know the rules because actually he sent him off because it's outside the box for depriving a goal-scoring opportunity. But that's the same rule in the box. If there's no genuine attempt to win the ball, which there wasn't, he should have been sent off in the box as well. Double jeopardy doesn't exist, mate. The rule is, if you foul somebody in the box and there's no attempt to win the ball, you're off. Double jeopardy doesn't exist. Why are people still talking about double jeopardy when it doesn't exist? Listen to the knowledge. If you're in the box and you foul somebody with no... So imagine you're playing on Sunday morning for your pub team, right? The striker gets ahead of you in the box and you pull them off. I mean, you pull them back. You definitely get sent off of that. You pull them back, you're off. You're off. You're off. If you try to win the ball in the box and you foul them, it's a yellow card. So in that situation, he's not trying to win the ball. He's just pushed him over. They need to understand the rules, pal. Rudolph the Red said these referees ain't messing about, and I love it. Bobby Archer says the referee person on ITV says it was outside the box, it was a red, but when it goes in the box, it turns into yellow. Well, he's wrong, Bobby. He's absolutely wrong, Bobby. I'm trying to think of an example from the Prem. I remember it happening United in the Europa League last year. Rasmus cross came across the 6-yard box. Defender pushed him from behind. No attempt to win the ball. Red card. I'm 100% right on that. These refs ain't messing around, says Rudolph. Average fart leaves the body at around 7 miles an hour. The things you learn. Thank you, Mr. Toom. I googled it for you, Mark. The average fart is 7 miles an hour, says James. It's amazing. Mark, your scoreboard changed before you saw it, says Denise. I know. Kaz says they have 2 studio settings, Mark. One is with the background and one is next to without the view. Well, I don't know why they're using that one. Moggs, Moggs has just done a £5 super chat to ask, and I can't even say it, it's disgusting. When was the last time you did something? Love your work. And he's put a £5 super chat for that. Brand says yes, yes, yes. Either he's up to something or he's a Canadian. Mark, you can do this. Says R4. Fenny says, why are Canada good now? Well, they're riding the wave of home supports and being the hosts, aren't they? And fair play. Harry says, Athletic are reporting that Spurs are in for Fernandes of West Ham as well as Tonali. Yeah, we've all had a big old laugh about that already. Fene on TikTok, thanks for your follow. Thanks for getting involved. MUFC says, I shouldn't have put my student loan on Qatar, win or lose. Evan says, are you doing Mexico, South Korea? I don't know. I just don't know whether I can be asked, because I think the weekend's got better games that I want to stay up for, and I really want to watch Brazil, Haiti, and I think it's going to be hard to do that tomorrow if I pull another 2 a.m. today. I'm going to see how I feel at the end of the game. And also, when I'm tired, I start saying stupid things like start, bench, sell, and I sell, highly respected historical figures. So I'm only doing start, bench, sell now if it's football. I'm not doing start, bench, sell on political or historical icons like start, bench, sell, dictators and stuff like that. I'm just not doing it because it ends up on a short on TikTok, and relatives get angry, and I'm just like, AFC gossip, 50 million for Alvarez swapping Gyökeres. No chance, Arsenal facts. You've got no chance. Ronnie, Alex, John, Matasa, Sean, Liam. Thanks very much for your follows. Charlie says this game's going to be boring now. Mate, you've not watched a That's Football watch-along, have you? This will not be a boring game, trust me. I know the chat, and I know myself when I've had a coffee. We'll be absolutely fine. Lee says, are you going to talk about the game at all? Oh, God, we've got a boring twat in the chat. Lee wants to watch the game, everybody. Lee thinks this is about commentary of Canada against Qatar that is 2-0 with 10 men. Lee wants us to just talk about the match. Oh, Lee. Oh, Lee. I suggest you turn your commentary up on ITV and listen to that. That's probably right up your street. We do things a little bit differently here, Lee. Hi, Mark. Thanks for your super chats. I'm not doing start, bench, sell, best Charlton law. Although for me, George Best starts. But I refuse to split the other two. Although Bobby Charlton is a World Cup winner as well. And was our top scorer until Rooney broke it. So actually, I'd probably do best Charlton law. I've just done it, haven't I? You've made me do something I don't want to do. Bobby, thanks for the follow. CG as well. What do you think about Norway's team? Well, we'll talk about it at half-time because we're only 3 minutes away from it. And I want to go through the schedule for the weekend so you all know what we're doing. So you can plan your weekend around it. True Gent says, I bet my mum's funeral fund on Qatar. Tragic. Although, she won't know. But you won't, you know. I remember I remember we were sat around once and we talking. Someone was talking about death, and one of the lads said, "At my funeral, I want." I think it was like something like, "Who Wants to Live Forever" by Queen. I think it was in the film Highlander. And I said, "No, I'm going to stand up at the end and say this was his favourite song." And I'm going to put Boyzone on because he hates Boyzone. And he was like, that's horrible, that is. I said, well, you won't bloody know, will you? And it'll be funny. He should go out with a laugh. There's another incident going on here. I think they want to... Well, to be honest, that is a penalty. It's very similar to the Croatian penalty. Qatar are all over the place. Referee's going, no, I'm not going to give it. But honestly, it's very similar to the Croatia one. One of the weirdest start bench sells ever here. Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, or Man United. I mean, you've started it well, and then you've gone and done something completely different. I think that was a penalty for Canada. I think it's very similar to what Modric did last night, and that was definitely a penalty. Dylan says, start, bench, sell, Rafinha, Kvaratskhelia or Vinny. Right now, I would start Kvaratskhelia. I would bench Vinicius Jr. and sell Rafinha. Last season, you'd have got a different answer. True Gent says, start, bench, sell your family. Yeah, I'm not doing that. All I would say is it reminds me of a Going for Goldbridge episode where I was saying, if you were all in a swimming pool with all your family and there's only a little, and there's a big, massive shark swimming towards you and you can only get people out one at a time, you would prioritise people, wouldn't you? Like peripheral family members, Jaws is having his dinner. Like, you would. Family is important, but there is, you know, if I was somebody's uncle, I wouldn't, well, for me, I would expect to be out first, actually. And I want to say that to all my nieces and nephews. I would expect to be out first. But realistically, if you're somebody's uncle, and you're in that situation, you'd expect them to go for their parents and their siblings first. Any exciting summer holiday plans with the family? Says Car. I don't know. I think I'm going to have a holiday myself after the World Cup. I'm thinking about somewhere before the start of the season, or maybe the first week of the season, just getting away for a few days and having a bit of relaxation. Yeah. This could be a goal. Oh, brilliant defending by Qatar there. Looked like it was going in. Headed it off the line. Canada have been very good. 6 minutes added on here. Would you take anyone on Canada's team for United? I'd take Buchanan, says Shahir. No, I don't think I would. Buchanan is a midfielder, plays for Villarreal, number 17. He's on the ball now, actually. What Canada need to do here, because Switzerland won 4-1, is boost their goal difference, because it's one thing getting through the group, but if they can get through the group top, makes a hell of a difference. I love that from the ref, though, to be fair. There's a Canadian player down. It's not a head injury. They were looking to stop the game, which in the Premier League would happen, and the referee went, no, play on. They just... What a save! But it still goes in, and it's 3-0. And Canada, and it's Jonathan David again. Jonathan David wants the golden boot. He's got 2 now in this World Cup. That Canadian goalkeeper is going to have the easiest shift of his life. Shift. Have you ever seen, whoever that bloke is there, he must be a politician or something. Literally, the first bloke I've seen in my life wear a football kit couldn't look more wrong on them. I don't know who it was, but that football kit, he may as well have been wearing a bloody miniskirt. It just did not suit him at all. It's a great save by the goalkeeper. It is. It's an amazing save by the goalkeeper. But Jonathan David's there to tap it home. Feel bad for the goalie. It was a great save. It's the Prime Minister of Canada. I thought the Prime Minister of Canada was... what's his name? Justin Timberlake. No, it's not Justin Timberlake. Justin Trudeau. That's it. Has he been replaced? Not anymore. He's gone. Not Justin Bieber. He's the Prime Minister of Canada. He used to be the Bank of England governor. What, in England? He's going out with Katy Perry? Oh God, this is why I don't do politics. So the Canadian Prime Minister used to be the boss of Bank of England and is going out with Katy Perry. That's yeah. I'm not. This is why I don't do politics. Billy says Canada are playing liquid football here. Kareem says Canada is good. Yeah, but you know what? The big problem for Canada is well, it's not a problem. It's a nice problem. Is that even though they're winning, their goal difference isn't as good as Switzerland at the moment. It's that hand. So they need to make hay while the sun is shining, which means Qatar have got 10 men. Batter them. Boost your goal difference. And To be honest, Canada-Switzerland last game will still be good, won't it? Because it will be for top place. Will they rest players? I mean, I think there is this assumption that a lot of teams will rest players in the third game because it's such a long tournament. I certainly think England will if they beat Ghana. And I think France and other clubs probably will as well. But Bernardo says, I went to school with Buchanan and Larin. They're ballers. I like Larin, who plays for Southampton. I think he's quite a good player. Is Tuchel a world class as Guardiola and Enrique? So I wouldn't put him at that level, but I do think he's a top coach, yeah. Emily Derry says Spurs / Fernandez inquiry as per Ben Jacobs. I swear to God. Yeah, but I'm not worried about it, Emily. I'm not worried about that. Half time. Thank you everybody for watching. See you later. No, it is half time. Let's stop the clock. There we go. People are still saying that the Katy Perry Prime Minister things are true. It might be the previous Prime Minister. Emily, there ain't no way Mateus Fernandez has picked up the phone to Michael Carrick and said, I know you've got Champions League and you're the biggest club in England, but I did tell you if Spurs came in, it's my dream. I really want to get relegated 3 years in a row. Bye. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. And also, as somebody said, Spurs might come in and offer more money to West Ham and West Ham will accept it. But if the player says no, nothing's going to happen. It's exactly what Newcastle did with Sesko. They offered more money and the player said, you can offer what you like. I'm not going there. I don't like Shearer. Start, bench, sell. The Godfather, Scarface, Goodfellas. Easy. I'll start Godfather, I'll bench Goodfellas, and I'll get rid of Scarface. I'm not a big fan of Scarface. And I know film. I'm not a big fan of it. I've watched it about 3 times. I don't think I'll ever watch it again. Whereas the other two, I will keep watching them again and again and again, as long as God lets me. What do you think about Yasin Ayahi, Mark? United are focusing on the wrong midfielder from Brighton. I do like him, Ivan. Plays for Sweden, doesn't he? He's a good player. He will end up leaving Brighton for more money, for good money in the next year or two, and he'll be a better player than Baleba. Start, bench, sell. Wales, Scotland, Ireland. All-time 11. Ronan. All-time. Fucking hell, that's really difficult. I'd say Scotland all-time have probably got quite a few decent players, and Ireland as well. Wales all-time. Giggs, Bale. I mean, it's tough. That's tough. That is. You'd have to research that. Brand says, get in. The pub here is going wild. You must be in Canada, Brand, because there's no pub in the UK that's going wild at 5 to midnight on a Thursday night because Canada are beating Qatar. There'll be pubs in England where people are going mild, and it'll be some old bloke saying, can I have a pint of mild? But yeah, you've got to be in a pub in Canada, in which case, great stuff. Looking dapper, Mark. Want to grab a curry next week, says Mark. You know what? I'd love to go out for a curry, even though I've never met you. I love going out for a curry. So many good places around where I live as well. Any exciting? I've done that one, thank you. Thanks for the follow on TikTok, Billy. Lots of people mentioning Gary Speed as well. What a midfielder he was. Rest in peace. Ian Rush as well. I mean, if you think about Ireland, you've got people like Liam Brady, Roy Keane, Paul McGrath, Dennis Irwin. Wales, you've got people like you say, Ian Rush, Mark Hughes, Gary Speed, Ryan Giggs, Gareth Bale. Scotland, you've got people like Ali McCoist, Kenny Dalglish, Alan Hansen, Graham Souness, Gary McAllister. Yeah. Mark, can you do the schedule? I will do. HS99, thanks for the follow. And Anthony, thanks for the follow as well. Yeah, thank you very much. Start, bench, sell. Back to the Future, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars. Star Wars starts. Lord of the Rings, bench. Back to the Future. Get out. But I do like Back to the Future, but it's just not good enough. Back to the Future for me is a little bit like Mason Mount. I like him as a player, but you're not reliable enough as a trilogy. Star Wars trilogy, Lord of the Rings trilogy, kicks your ass, basically. True Gent says, start bench sell. Bin Laden. No, not doing that. Absolutely not getting clipped on that. Donkey Clutch, thanks for the super chat. Abs, CR7 and Diego, thanks for the follow. Are you doing the Mexico game? I don't know, Willem. It really depends how the next hour goes, because it's a hell of a commitment to go through till 4 in the morning, and I just don't know what my capability is. So I'm going to be honest, because tomorrow, this is a perfect lead. This is perfect. A perfect lead into the schedule. Can I just say, if you're on YouTube, by the way, please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Loads of people are giving us a follow on TikTok. But please do give us a subscribe on YouTube. We're only about 10 subscribers away from 486,000. 1.486,000 on the road to 1.5 million. So thank you very much. Actually, as well, I was in Manchester today at a meeting, talking with people from the Overlap. Obviously, we've teamed up with them as announced in April, and we were talking. Well, the United Stand stuff's irrelevant. Look, they're at look at ITV. Why are they inside? Get outside. Get out. Get out, Postacoglu. Get out, Laura Woods. Get outside. Not inside. Anyway, we're having a conversation about That's Football and some of the stuff that's coming next season. Oh my God. It's so exciting. This channel, it's brilliant anyway. It's going to get so good. But that's for next season. Make sure you subscribe and get involved. So the plan for the next few days on this channel, watch-along wise, is very, very exciting. Let me tell you, Josh, Jake, Tan, thank you very much for your follows. F1757 as well. So, what we've got World Cup watch-along wise, well, I'll go through all the games and I'll tell you what we're doing, basically. So, £8 tomorrow night, United States, Australia, we're definitely doing that. 11 o'clock tomorrow night, Scotland, Morocco, we're definitely doing that. 1:30 in the morning on Saturday, Brazil, Haiti, we're definitely doing that. Turkey, Paraguay is at 4 a.m. I'm not doing that. I can't do 4 games in a row, and I'm not willing to. Saturday, Netherlands, I nearly said Sunderland. Sunderland against Sweden. Why does that make me laugh? 6 o'clock on Saturday, it's Sunderland against Sweden. I'd actually pay to watch that. Sunderland against Sweden. Sunderland has been newly designated a country of its own, and it will be parachuted into the World Cup. The Netherlands have been kicked out for confusing everybody on whether they're called Holland or the Netherlands, and Sunderland will take their place. They will play Sweden at 6 o'clock on Saturday. I must just clarify, I'm joking, because some people do genuinely believe things like that. So Saturday, we've got 6 o'clock, Netherlands against Sweden, watch along, we're doing that. And then Saturday, 9 o'clock, Germany, Ivory Coast. 2 absolutely cracking games on Saturday evening. I don't know whether they've done that on purpose, but that is a Saturday night takeaway. Netherlands, Sweden at 6, and Germany, Ivory Coast at 9 o'clock. Really, really good couple of games there. In the early hours of Sunday morning, we're not doing these watch-alongs. Ecuador, Curacao, never doing that at 1 o'clock in the morning. And Tunisia, Japan at 5 a.m., forget it. Sunday, we've got Spain against Saudi Arabia at 5 o'clock. We will be doing that. And then we've got Belgium, Iran at 8 o'clock. And Uruguay against Cape Verde at 11 p.m. 2 in the morning is New Zealand, Egypt. Not doing that. And then on Monday, a cracker at 6 o'clock, Argentina against Austria at 6 o'clock. And then strangely, France don't play Iraq until 10 p.m. And then it's Norway against Senegal at 1 in the morning. So, yeah, I don't know why there's... Yeah, again, these kickoff times seem to be a bit strange. But yeah, that takes us through till Tuesday, which is then Portugal and England again. So yeah, loads of stuff. Do you think it's coming home? Michael, thanks for your follow on TikTok. Do I think it's coming home? I mean, my prediction is that England are going to win the World Cup. Yeah, that's my prediction. It's going to be tough, but my prediction is that England will win it. I've not seen England play that well in the World Cup. I mean, you tell me. Well, I don't remember the last time they played that well in the World Cup. So, yeah, it was very impressive, and they've got such a strong team. Yeah, I'm very excited about it. United Red Report says not a chance Fernandes should be close to 80 million. United should pull out if West Ham insist on that, says United Red Report. Why am I reading? Mate, this is I've just read a tweet. I'm meant to be reading live chats. I'm looking at Twitter and I'm reading tweets out like it's part of the live chat. That was a tweet. Wow, I'm losing it. This is lack of sleep now. Goldbridge reads ingredients from his tin cupboard. Somebody, you know what? Somebody would watch that. Lovely stuff. What's your stance on the red card, mate? Mark says Tui. Look, the red card has had a big impact on this game. Canada have been very good, but it's certainly had a very big impact on the game. I feel like it is a red card because he's depriving a goal-scoring opportunity. Reminds me a little bit of the Crystal Palace red card against Man United, you know, the one on Cunha. He just gets the wrong side of the defender, and he does take him down. So I do think it's right, to be fair. It's harsh on Qatar because they're... Well, you know what? They're not out. They're not out. Because they've got a point, haven't they, from their first game. So they're not out. If they win against Bosnia, they'll go through. So Qatar aren't out. That's the beauty of this World Cup, is that if you can get to 4 points, you will definitely go through. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. I must say I'm having a bloody great stream tonight. I've had such a long day. Watched the England game last night, and I got into bed at about midnight, and then I was up at, well, I woke up at 5:20 for some reason. I don't know why. Had a shower. I'm going too much detail on it. Anyway, I got up at 5:30, got in the car for 6, was in Manchester for 8, went for breakfast with some of the crew. Did the 10 o'clock show there. Was in a meeting from 11 till 3. Got in the car. Drove down the M6. Was making good progress. Takes me about 2 hours. And then suddenly it said collision. And it wouldn't tell me how long the collision was going to be. Thankfully, it was just somebody who'd like had a flat tyre, so it was only a few minutes. So it didn't hold me up too much. But yeah, it's been a long day. In fact, can I just go back and say, thankfully, nobody was seriously hurt, which I hate. So yeah, but it's been a long day. It's been a long day, and then I got back, and it's been a lovely day here. So I was at, you know what? I did the 7 o'clock show, and at 8 o'clock, me and Seb went down the park and played football for an hour. We don't get a lot of that in the UK. Because it's not getting dark until about 9:30 at the moment. So, and also it was sunny. So you don't know how good you have it in light, warm climates. Playing football down the local park at 8 o'clock in any time of the year in the UK is very unlikely because it's normally pissing it down with rain. If I could transfer the UK weather, I'd do a straight swap with Spain. Wouldn't be a great deal for Spain. Your only growth market would be grass, but and I'm not talking about weed. But yeah, I'd love a. It's not even a warmer climate. I'd be happy with 24 degrees in the summer. It's just get rid of the rain. You're gone. We've done a deal with Spain. Imagine if you could actually buy good weather. Let's spend a few million on a good week of no rain and good sun in the middle of July. It'd be worth it. I'm talking shit. I actually haven't had a drink. You know what it is? It's lack of sleep. A lot of people do say that if you have a lack of sleep, eventually it starts to impact you like you've had you're on something. I mean, if you just tuned in, I was reading out tweets a couple of minutes ago, like they were live chats. Rain's better than the sun. Rain's only good if you're in your bed, you haven't got to get up, and I don't mind being in bed all cozy listening to it rain outside. Even if I've left the dog out and it's moaning, I still like the sign of rain. I just block out the... That's a horse. My dog's a horse. I'd never leave my dog out in the rain. No, I'd never do that. Mateo says, I love thunderstorms. We don't really get thunderstorms in the UK, but we had one a couple of weeks ago, and I think it was like an American thunderstorm. I think because it had an American accent. No, it went on for like 2 hours, and it was really loud. If we get thunderstorms, a couple of minutes. Any update on the Bundesliga streaming, says Rick? I don't want to be like Man United and say we're in talks, it's our priority, and instead of getting the Bundesliga, we end up with the Albanian League or something like that. Nothing against the Albanian League. What I would say is positive talks, and I'm confident that they want to join us. So I think we can get a deal done. So next season, hopefully we will still have Bundesliga highlights. Yes. A Crew says thunderstorms were better in the 90s and noughties, the good old days. AMC says the chances of Mark doing Mexico, South Korea are going down by the minute here. Look, I'm not ruling it out. I probably am just by the way I'm talking, but my mind isn't ruling it out yet. I mean, JP, thanks for the follow. Ali, thanks for the follow. Look, it's a long World Cup. It's a long World Cup, and sometimes you've got to pick your battles, haven't you? I'll do what I think's best for me and everybody else, but maybe 3 hours extra sleep as a catch-up would set me up lovely for the weekend. There's 3 watch-alongs in a row tomorrow I really want to do. I want to do Australia, USA. I think that's going to be a cracker. I want to do Morocco, Scotland, which I think is going to be a tough game for Scotland, and I think it's going to be a cracker. And then I want to do Brazil, Haiti, because, I want to see Brazil attack and not park the bus. I want to see Brazil, play like Brazil. Fab, thanks for the follow. Love yourself. Thanks for the follow as well. I am on the United Stand at 10 o'clock tomorrow. Yeah, tune into the United Stand at 10 a.m. tomorrow and watch me laugh for the first 5 minutes that Tottenham are trying to hijack Man United's Mateus. It makes me laugh every time I think about it. Tottenham are trying to hijack Mateus Fernandes deal when he's coming to Man United. Oh, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. Right, it's a corner here. It's 3-0 to Canada. They're still not above Switzerland on goal difference, which they'll be looking to do. Where's my live chat? There it is. Daystraw, SJC, thanks for your follow. And Zaina on TikTok, thank you. There's some great games all weekend, Kev. I think the games I'm looking forward to the most are USA, Australia, Scotland, Morocco, Netherlands, Sweden, and Ivory Coast, Germany. They're my 4 favourite games over the weekend. It's all going off here. Oh, push. Push, push. There's a Canadian down. There's a little bit of pushing and shoving. Oh dear, there is a stretcher. I want to rewind and watch it, but I want to see what's going to happen first. Oh my God, there's a lot of players. I think he's broken his leg. Yeah, he's broken his leg. There's people with their hands on their heads. Somebody said they heard it. It's is it Kone? He's a really important player for them. Is it Kone? The tackle, you know what? The tackle didn't look. Oh my God, yeah. Oh my God. He can't believe it. The Qatar player hasn't done that on purpose. I don't know how he's broken his leg like that. The Qatar player's distraught. He's a key player for Canada as well. So what happened is, like, Kone had the ball, and the Qatar player sort of, like, dragged his foot through to try and get the ball. And I've never seen an injury like that happen like that. Jesse Marsh can't believe it as well. It's such an important player for him, and he knows it. He'd be distraught for the player, but the Qatar player can't believe it. They're checking for a possible red, but I feel bad for the Qatar player because it's to me it looked like it was an accident. I mean, if they send him off, they have sent him off. There's 2 red cards there above the name Qatar. They've sent him off. I'd have to go back. I don't think it was actually a red card. I mean, look, it's probably a career ender, but I don't think you should get sent off for just because you break somebody's leg accidentally. But I haven't seen it again. I need to go back. Do I go back? It's all kicking off on the side. You can tell the player hasn't done that on purpose. Whatever, I haven't really seen a replay, but you can tell he hasn't done it on purpose. But that is going to be a huge blow for Canada because he's one of their better players. And it's a bad injury. It's one of those ones it's like Antonio Valencia for Man United, isn't it? I know intent doesn't matter for a red card, but, you know, if you look at the components for a red card, it's reckless, out of control, endangering an opponent. And I don't think he was reckless, and I don't think he was out of control. I think he caught him in the way a lot of people catch people, and for some reason his leg's gone there. But having said that, we haven't seen a replay, so it's hard to tell. But it didn't look like a bad tackle, but I think the severity of the injury has dictated the red card. And you can't really argue with it. I feel bad for the player, but I think the officials have probably looked at it and gone, it's such a bad injury, let's give a red. But that's good. It's bad. I mean, it's bad for the player. It's really bad for the player. You can see how the Canadian players are so. Well, to be fair, look at him. He is waving off. He is waving. He's on oxygen. His World Cup is definitely over. Mark says his career's over. I don't know. Why do people say career ender because someone snaps their leg like that? I mean, if you know anything about breaking your leg, sometimes a clean break looks really bad, but is easier to fix than a break that doesn't even look that bad. So, you know, I don't think it necessarily has to be a career ender for him, but he is the glue of that Canadian midfield. Tyler says he's probably waving because he's higher than a kite right now. Apparently I said it was a career ender. I think I was reading a super chat, mate. That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I would say. But if I did, I didn't mean it. I was just being dramatic in the moment because I was upset. I didn't mean it. Thanks everybody for giving us a follow. Kalani, thank you. Red card's been given, yeah. They won't replay it because it was, you know, they don't want to upset people. His leg really it sort of snapped at the bottom. I think some people actually heard it snap. I might just go hit rewind. I don't think the angle will be... Excuse me. God, went on for ages. There it is. So he gets the ball. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I mean, look, the only replay you're going to see is by hitting rewind. And it doesn't look like he's... he doesn't fly in and two-foot him or anything like that. He sort of tries to get the ball from behind him. I think he treads on his ankle accidentally. I think it's hard to tell, but I think he goes in to tackle him and treads on the back of his on I think his standing foot goes down on the back of his foot. I think that's what happens. Because it's hard to tell how you would break somebody's leg in that situation. There's got to be some sort of strong force, and I think he sort of, I don't want to use the word stamp because I think he definitely didn't stamp on purpose, but I think he's ran into him in the jockey position, and I think his left foot has gone down on the back of like the back of the ankle and probably snapped it. Anyway, Qatar down to 9 men. Still half an hour to go. Canada, I mean, from Qatar's point of view, a win against Bosnia, they'd have 4 points and they'd go through anyway. You're not going to go through with 2 points, so for them, damage limitation. It's 3-0, mate, not 4-0. Throwaway says Qatar won't beat Bosnia. Well, other way around. If Bosnia win, they'll go through as well. Tix says, as long as the leg is broken clean, it will heal properly. It's true. That's actually true. Important player lost, but I still think we're winning the cup, says Rick. I don't know anything about the Canadian squad as to how they can fill the void. I mean, Kone's one of their best players. He's only 24 as well, so hopefully he can recover from that. Plays in Italy for Sassuolo, and looking around their midfield, I don't know who they brought on. I mean, they've got Liam Miller from Hull. He'll be playing in the Premier League next season. I'll tell you who they brought on. There's another foul here. I don't know whether Qatar are losing their heads a little bit here. Saliba came on for Kone. Not William. Saliba, he's only 22, plays for Anderlecht. I mean, look, he might, to be fair, don't know anything about him. Plays for Anderlecht, he's only 22. The youngest midfielder in their squad. Might be decent. Kone snapped his leg, Cody, so he's out of the World Cup, unfortunately. Bad injury. It sort of brought the mood down a little bit, hasn't it? Because we were having a right laugh before that. Understandably, it's brought the mood down. I'm just saying it has sort of brought the mood down a bit. That's my worry, though. That's my biggest worry for, like, Argentina, Norway, England, France. You just don't want an injury to anybody, but you don't want an injury to an Mbappe, a Messi, a Kane, a Haaland. Because it basically messes up any chance to... Oh, what a goal! What a goal! Who hit that? I think it's the lad from the bench. I think we were just literally calling him out. It's Saliba. He's the guy who came on for Kone, has just scored the goal. So Kone goes off with a snapped leg, and he's lifting up his shirt, and his replacement has just scored. 22 years of age, Anderlecht. He's the guy who's going to have to fill the shirt of Kone for the rest of this tournament. He's ran over and taken the shirt of Kone and held it up as a tribute. And he's just scored a wonderful kick. Well, there you go, Canadians. It's a lovely free kick as well. Round the wall. You don't see a lot of free kicks like that. It's not gone over the wall. He's gone round the wall with a curler, in off the post. Fantastic free kick. Well, they've got 4. And they've still got 25 minutes. I mean, we could have a very big scoreline here. Biggest flop of the World Cup so far? I would say Spain's not a bad shout. Some people say Ronaldo. I think the chalkboard on ITV. Mega Robbie says Canada versus Qatar, a huge game for people who like the letter A. Very good. Injury here to the Qatar keeper. Yeah, I think Spain are getting a lot of stick. That's Spain to me. I just think is a classic Argentina in Qatar, you know, lose to Saudi Arabia and then go and win the tournament. I don't think Spain are. Oh my God, there's a Mexican wave. Stop doing the Mexican wave. Do they not know a Mexican wave to football purists means the game's shit? I live in the UK and have work at 1 PM. Should I stay up for the Mexico game, says Alex. I mean, if you've got to get up, if you haven't got to get up till like midday, you could easily do it. For me, if I do the Mexico game, I'm absolutely knackered and I've got to get up at 9. I'll get 4 hours sleep, and then tomorrow, I've got to do it again. So for me, it's more of an issue. Qatar should abandon. This is embarrassing, says Rick. Gutted for Kone. Never thought we'd win 4-0 though, says Bran. It'd be more than that, mate, I think. Can you react to United's fixtures tomorrow? Oh, fucking hell, I forgot they're out. Shit. I'm definitely going to bed early. Yeah. Fixtures, isn't it, tomorrow? They'll be out at 9. Who do I know who will get the fixtures early? Where is he? Hi pal, not spoken to you in months. Do you think you'll get the fixtures early tomorrow? This is why you need to keep in contact with people. Hydration break. Does the fixture list matter? Oh, massively, massively. I mean, I wouldn't say stop the clocks. The fixture list's out, but I do find it interesting. I think it's massively interesting because if you're Arsenal, what's your start like? If you're Liverpool, what's your start like with a new manager? Man United, Carrick, you know, it's a really important season. I think if you've got like Coventry and Ipswich in your first 6 games. And then you've got, you know, Everton, Newcastle and Brentford. That's brilliant compared to you've got Liverpool away, Arsenal away and, you know, Man City at home. So I think your first 6 games, I do think it's important, yeah. I mean, I'm not one of them people who look at, oh, I wonder what the Christmas fixture is. I don't give a shit, I'll be pissed. But the first 6 games I think is, you know, it is important. Yamalta United's happening soon, says user. It's definitely not. It's 10 a.m. this year, Mark, says Matthew. Oh. Well, 10 o'clock show's sorted then, isn't it? Brand says the Mexican wave in North America just means we're happy. Yeah. You're doing it for football, mate. I live in the UK, says Alex. Thank you very much. I broke mine the same way playing, ended up being okay, says Oil Cruiser. There we go, talking about breaking legs. Ven says, cheers for everyone. Hope you're having a great day. I went to the Portugal game, and on the way back at the airport in Houston, I met Pepe. Best day of my life. I'm surprised he's not playing in the World Cup, then. Talking about Pepe, the Portuguese former centre-back, I mean, I genuinely thought he was going to play in every World Cup of my life. I mean, he just seemed to go on forever and ever and ever. Pascal and Kyle on TikTok, thanks for your follow. Appreciate you. Sweep the leg, Cobra Kai, says Alpha. Qatar versus Bosnia predictions, since both are on 1 point, says 21 squad. I would probably go with what everyone else said, that Bosnia will win that one and get third place with 4 points. Thanks for all your super chats, everybody. Please do subscribe if you're on YouTube. Loads of people giving us a follow on TikTok. Reese, Mace, Ewan, thank you so much. Philip as well. Will. Absolute legends. Love that. Like I say, make sure you subscribe if you're on That's Football YouTube. I thought Rory was brilliant on the watch-along before, actually. I don't know how many of you watched it. Yeah, he's good. He's a natural at that sort of thing. I think I've got a feeling he's doing another game. I've got a feeling Rory's doing Australia, USA tomorrow night. I might be wrong, but I think he is. I've definitely given him a better game. He's been promoted. Yeah, well, tell you what, I want to do that. I'll be in the live chat watching that because I wanted to do that. So I've given him a trial game. I always believe that when you've got an apprentice, first job, clean the toilets. If they do a good job on that, make the tea. If they do a good job on that, you get a better job every time. So he started with Bosnia, Switzerland. He'll get Australia against USA tomorrow, and if he does well on that, I might let him have a Japan game, someone like that, or a Norway. Am I a good boss? Yes, but I'm always going to say that. No, I really enjoyed it. I was in the live chat. I didn't want to get involved in the live chat because people start going, Mark. If I do that on the United Stand, maybe you wouldn't do that. But no, I was really enjoying it. Very good. Yeah, I did watch Bosnia, Switzerland, yeah. Basically, if it's the studio or it's Rory or whatever, I still watch it because I want to keep an eye on, what's going on and stuff. I thought Emil Heskey was really good earlier on as well. I mean, that was just a strange opportunity that popped up, and I was like, yeah, let's do that. She's all dressed up in a locan heart. Well, if Qatar can keep this to 4, they'll have done quite well considering they've had 9 men. Oh, he's just scored an own goal. I tell you what, if you clip that on it'll do well. If Qatar can hold this on, they'll have done really well, and he's just blasted it in his own net, which is obviously not that good for them. It's an OG. Time to go to bed, Qatar. Don't stay up for Mexico like me. I'm not staying up. No. There's big games tomorrow. Big games over the weekend. Our biggest ever win was 11-0 versus the Cayman Islands, says Bran. Yeah, I mean, it's a comical own goal because I don't think the shot was actually going in. I might be wrong. Maybe it was going in, actually. And but, I mean, how you go and clear a ball and completely miss it and knock it in with your shin, I don't know. But Schaffelberg has scored. I feel like I want to know about Schaffelberg now. With a name like Schaffelberg. Jacob Schaffelberg plays for LAFC. Kia, thanks for your follow. Oh my God. Canada is shooting from everywhere now. Are you doing Brazil-Haiti? I am. I think it could be a little bit like this. I think it's about how many Brazil can score, but I want to, you know, I think in a World Cup, because they don't play in the Euros for obvious reasons, we don't get to watch Brazil, really, do we? So, and they'll always have that aura, even though I don't think they play like that anymore. I'd love to just see them turn it on a little bit. Mudge says, what do you think about the Mateus Fernandes news? Well, the first 5 minutes of the United Stand 10 o'clock show tomorrow is just going to be me laughing my head off about Spurs trying to hijack our deal. I've got absolutely no fear at all about that. They're about as intimidating as a substitute geography teacher. Yeah. Katie says, do you think Tottenham are back as Jamie O'Hara keeps spouting? I think your problem there is that I think Jamie just talks shit in the hope that he gets clipped up, which seems to be the tactic of that particular outlet. Because whatever he says today, you can guarantee in a week he'll say exactly the opposite. Canada with their first win in World Cup history. Well, they got their first point against Bosnia. They've got the first win here against Qatar. And it will be the first time, obviously, that they've qualified from the group. So, and it's good. You know, I said this before. Like, I think it's really important that the host does well. And we've got 3 hosts in this tournament. And it looks like all 3 of them have got a very good chance of going through. Mexico should do it, having won their first game. USA should do it, having won their first game. And Canada with 4 points will do it. No team is not going to get through with 4 points. Do you think any of these teams can get to the quarterfinals? It's really tough to tell you because it all really depends on who you end up playing based on where you finish in the group. I mean, I did my World Cup predictor, but I didn't really pay a massive amount of notice to the third place teams. So if I go back to my World Cup predictions, I'll tell you what I predicted for Canada. Oh no, I can't earn. What's this doing here? So I had Mexico topping their group, had Canada second to Switzerland, and I had USA second to Turkey. Fucking hell. I mean, it could still happen, but probably not very likely. So, and Canada in second, which put them against I'll tell you what, I need the World Cup knockouts stage schedule. Oh God. What group's this? Why am I shouting? This is Group B. Group B. So Group B, if they win Group B, I can't read that. Even with my glasses, I can't read that. Group B would play... Well, this is interesting. Group B... If you finish second in Group B, you face second in Group A, which is Mexico's group. So, if Canada finish second in their group and Mexico finish second in their group, Mexico and Canada would play each other. If you finish top of Group B, which is what Canada will be looking to do, you get a third place team. England is Group L, and 1L. 5-0, 5-0. Have they scored again? No, they haven't. 1L plays a third place team, yeah. Yeah, we don't know who these third place teams are. Group F, Group C. I think if you finish top of your group, most of them play a third place team. The hardest one's probably 1C plays 2F. So first place in Brazil's group will play second place in Sweden, Netherlands. I mean, that's tough. That's bad, that is. If Brazil top their group, they're going to play Japan, Sweden or Netherlands in the round of 32. That is tough. And second place in Argentina's group, which will could be Austria, will play top of Group J, which is to H, which is probably Spain. So some people have got a right shit ride even if they finish top of their group. Mark's tripping apparently. I don't know what I'm doing. Thank you everybody who's tuning in. Ryan, thanks for your follow. Don't worry, tomorrow I will be back on form. It's been a long week. If Canada joins the EU, can they qualify for the Euros, says Oil Cruiser? I'm not doing politics. There'll never be a Goldbridge does politics. It will never happen. Don't forget the Swiss somehow drew with Qatar, says Bran. Yeah, but Qatar have had 10 and 9 men for a lot of this game. Daku says I've just won 3k with a bet builder. I can imagine what your bet builder was. Qatar not to score, Canada to score over 3 goals, and 2 red cards. Izzy says I think Grimsby Town had beat Qatar. I was going to beg you to stay for the next game, but after what you just did, I think it's best just to get some sleep. What did I do? I was just looking at the group stage, the knockouts. Five minutes to go here. Oh, so I yelled out 5-0 at a replay. Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 10 a.m. tomorrow on the United Stand, I'll be reacting to the Premier League fixtures. Even if it's not United fixtures, I can still talk about them. And I'll be laughing my head off about Spurs. Really enjoying the World Cup. However, England fans are doing my head in with all the negativity. I sometimes wonder if they want us to lose, says Jimmy. Yeah, I mean, how? I say this about United, Arsenal, and you're right, England. Like, I have a moan when there's a reason to moan, but I want Man United to win. I want England to win. How you can moan when things are going good? Some people just want to moan. How, if you were English, you could moan about yesterday, I don't know. It was entertaining, which it not all, we very rarely are. We scored 4 goals. It's the best performance I've seen us in an opening game in the World Cup, probably in my life. What would you moan about? What would you moan about? Mexico, South Korea prediction. I think it'll be a draw. I mean, if you are staying up, hopefully it won't be a 0-0, but I think it'll be a draw. I'd say 1-1, 2-2. Yeah. I'd like South Korea to win because basically, if England top the group and Mexico top the group, there's a very big chance we could meet each other in the last 16, and it would be in Mexico at altitude, and they've got a brilliant record at home, so it would be difficult. So I want Mexico to go through, but I want them to go through second. So if South Korea did get something, it would be good for us. But I am going to give it a skip tonight and get 3 hours more sleep because it will set me up better for the weekend. But I'm definitely doing Brazil tomorrow at 1:30 in the morning. And I'm definitely, well, obviously I'm doing Morocco, Scotland at 11. So I shall make it up to you. Who do I want first fixture of the season? Well, there's certain fixtures that the computer won't throw out. They say it's randomly generated, but I know for a fact we would never get like Liverpool or City opening game of the season. That just wouldn't happen. Yeah, I am doing Sweden-Netherlands. Saturday night games are brilliant. You've got Sweden-Netherlands and an Ivory Coast-Germany. I think Ivory Coast-Germany is one I'm really looking forward to. Nagelsmann ball against Ivory Coast, who I think are a really energetic, expressive side. I think that's going to be a really good game. Yeah. Yeah. Do you think the injury will hurt Canada? It'll hurt the player who got the injury. And not, I mean, obviously physically it will, but I mean, like, his World Cup is over and that's a horrible thing. The lad who came on has scored a goal and done quite well. So, and Canada, look, as I said, for Canada, they're never going to win the World Cup. They've never won a game in the World Cup, and they've never got out of the group stage in the World Cup. So, for Canada, they're going to get out. This win puts them on 4 points. They're going to get to the knockout stage in a home-hosted tournament. So, I think for Canada, obviously, they're going to want to go as far as they can, but they've already achieved history. And Kone was a part of that because he played a game and a half, and they had those 4 points. And once it gets to the knockouts, you never know. Whoever they get, it could be could go to penalties. Alf says, "Talk to me about your sleep pattern, mate." Honestly, this week it's appalling. Normally, I would be getting 7 hours. I think this week I've been averaging 4.5. And I need to get, and looking at the next few days, I know I'm not going to get it. So I need tonight to just bank a good 7 hours. So if I can get in bed for like 1:30. 6. I've not changed my bedtime to 6. They've scored the 6th goal. 6, and I think it's Jonathan David with a hattie. I mean, look, Jonathan David is now joint top goal scorer in this World Cup with Lionel Messi in one game. Somebody said we want 7. Somebody said it might be offside. Hat-trick for Jonathan David, straight to the top of the goal scorer charts. Obviously, it's game 2 for Canada. And again, it comes from a shot from the substitute. Do you think Jonathan David's a great striker? Mate, I thought he was absolute shit in the first game. He looked to me like he wasn't fit in the first game. He's looked a lot better in this game. So, no, I think he's a player. He's a name that's been around for a long time. But I always said about Jonathan David, no one ever took a punt on him. And then his contract ran out and he went to Juve. Yeah, so if I want 7 hours and I go to bed at 1:30, what time would I have to get up? Half 8, innit? £10 show on United Stand. Get up at 8:30. Might even get up at 9. Havertz for the golden boot, says Jamie. It could happen. It could happen. Calvin on TikTok. Thanks very much for your follow. You legend. He's not been that good for you, says Sal Galio. Joshu, Seb, AH, Daniel Wilson, Ricky, Patrick, Killian, Jack, Riley. Thanks for your follows. I think it's pretty nailed on that Qatar will sack the manager by 1:30 a.m. I mean, I don't know what this madness is, Katie, of sacking your manager in a World Cup. I mean, what did Qatar think was going to happen? What did Tunisia think was going to happen? I mean, it's mad to me. You know what, though? Sometimes people go, I'm not watching Canada-Qatar. We've had 2 red cards, 6 goals, a horrific injury. I mean, we don't want horrific injuries, but it's a talking point. I mean, no one puts that on the bet builder, do they? I'm going to go for 2 red cards, over 5 goals, and a horrific injury. But what I'm saying is it has been, there's been a lot going on. I mean, I think this game was pre-tournament in the top 3 predictions for being a 0-0. Best watch along so far. I think for about an hour before the injury, we were having a right laugh. Did bring the mood down. Muaz says, start, bench, sell, Italia 90, USA 94 or 2014 Brazil. Italia 90 will always be my origin World Cup. So I'll always put it number 1. I'd put Brazil 2014 second and USA 94 third. I loved USA 94, but England weren't in it. So it was a bit of a weird one. 2014 Brazil, England were in it. We were shit, but we were in it. There was just something special about 2014 because it was in Brazil. It just felt like, you know, Brazil are so synonymous with the World Cup. Elf says, you're a legend, stay hydrated. You got to stay hydrated. Thank you, pal. E-King, thanks for your follow. Thanks to everyone who subscribed on YouTube, by the way. It's easy to shout out followers on TikTok because it says they followed, but it doesn't tell you if somebody subscribed on YouTube. So thank you everybody who's clicked and subscribed. On the road to 1.5 million on there. Thanks to George and Mattis and Stephen for your follows. We've still got a couple more minutes here because 9 minutes have been added on. Of course, they've been added on because of the injury to Kone. Of course, we did get the big news that Cal the Dragon has retired from goalkeeping as well tonight. That probably resonates as much as when Messi finally retires. It's a sad day for football because we will no longer have those Garden Gnome FC games. Some cracking saves. Yeah, I don't know what's made him make that decision because we lost a good goalkeeper today. Freddie Piper, thanks for the follow. Played in goal for me in Sidemen charity game as well. First World Cup I remember was France 98. It was a very good World Cup, Bran. Canada didn't qualify, but they put us in the PlayStation game, so I could dream. Now it's a reality. Oh, God. I'm not bored by you, Bran. It's just finally caught up with me today. Qatar are getting some right pelters in the chat. I think Qatar are getting more pelters than the hydration break and the chalkboard. A few people saying it's been a bit of a weird game. Yeah, I think you know what happens in the World Cup. I'll be completely honest with you, and I knew this was going to happen. First round of games, you want to watch every game because you haven't seen everybody play. Second round of games, you start to get a little bit tired and you go, oh, I don't know whether I want to watch that, but you still do. And then third round of games, you start getting excited because you're thinking, where's everyone going to finish? So you start watching the games, and then you're into the knockouts and you watch the games. So the second games can be a little bit like this. But as I said, lots gone on. Oh, look, another influencer's in New York. Why did Fox choose James Corden to come over and talk about football? Fucking... Stick to writing Gavin and Stacey, mate. That was good. No interest in what you got to say about football. Who do you think you should start, Rashford or Gordon? It's over here. I don't know. I don't know. I said I don't know. I don't really mind because I think that knowing Rashford the way I do as a United fan, there is a lot to be said for. It's all kicking off again here. What are they fighting about now? This has been one of the weirdest games in World Cup. Like 2 sending offs. 6-0 beating and another brawl. And I hope it's nothing to do... Well, the player who committed the foul's been sent off, so... I don't know what it's all about. Jesse Marsh has just pushed the goalkeeper. I don't know whether it's his goalkeeper or... Not. Well, good old ITV go to the break when there's a bloody pushing brawl going on. Who wants to stay and watch it? They've gone to the adverts. In relation to Rashford or Gordon, let me just answer that question very quickly. Look, obviously I think everybody's going to say start him, and I don't mind that happening, but there is also a case to be said that in the last half an hour, the pace and directness of Rashford actually is quite useful. And in the first hour, when you're trying to, keep your shape and work hard, Anthony Gordon probably works harder. So, yeah, I probably would start Rashford. But even if they don't, I still think tactically it's not necessarily a bad idea, is it? Anonymous, thanks for your follow on TikTok. Really appreciate it, everybody. Are you doing another watch along tonight? No. Premier League fixtures are out tomorrow at 10 a.m. My next stream is going to be 10 a.m. tomorrow on the United Stand. Premier League fixtures, latest news. Next streamed watch along will be tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, which will be Australia against the USA. Then we're doing Brazil against Morocco. Then we will be live at 1:30 in the morning tomorrow for Brazil against Haiti. Some cracking games coming up this weekend. Really excited about it. Thank you everybody for tuning in today. Good luck if you're staying up for the 2 o'clock game. I'm going to skip it and get some sleep and recharge for the weekend. But I've really enjoyed that game. Apart from the horrific injury, really enjoyed spending it with you. Community, brilliant. Big shout out to Rory earlier on as well. Really enjoyed his stream. And we had Emil Heskey on for the Czech Republic game. I can't remember what was that 1-1 South Africa late equaliser in that one as well. Great stuff. Take care, everyone. Stay safe. I'll speak to you on the next one.